What is up? It is Keemstar, and I'm here with...
Only Use Me Blood.
And guys, we're doing the straight up audio podcast, and the reason why we're doing this is because we've got a lot of feedback from you, the fans. You love the audio podcast, so you can just sit there, play your games, and listen to our beautiful voices in the background talking about epic shit.
Absolutely, and I came with the idea, like, let's just chill at the house and do it. Like, not saying that the Bad Kids podcast stuff, or we actually do real life stuff, like, we're still doing that, but our origination, our original...
Does Origination have an Olympic team?
Origination have an Olympic team?
Because it sounds like a country.
The origination of it. But anyway, our origins.
I'm Originese.
Yeah, our origins were we did a podcast.
Yeah.
I remember when you called me about it. It's like, let's do a podcast. I was down. I thought it was going to be like a...
Are you talking about the very beginning before we even did it?
Yeah. Like, what possessed us to start a podcast?
All right, so here's the thing. Right before the Bad Kid podcast started,
yeah,
right, I, for the first time, started getting into PKA.
Okay.
I really started getting into it. Like, I watched it a few times for, like, crazy stuff that would happen, but I've never watched it. So, as I was, like, watching it, I was like, you know what? This show is fucking awesome because you have Woody, who plays the, I don't know, nice guy, knowledgeable guy, or whatever.
He's the medium. Like, things, I think, not revolve around him, not egotistically, but, like, he's the most sensible one, and I would say Russia would be more sensible because I see more along his lines.
But Russia
doesn't really speak up, and sometimes he's not there.
Well, Russia, or fuck, we should be calling him Kyle, but Kyle, like, is fucking a little, like, blatant, like, loud about being fucking right. Yeah. Like, wait a minute, no, you're fucking wrong. Like,
so yeah, to me, Kyle's the voice of reason on that show. Okay,
so then you have the best character on the show, which is Wings of Redemption. Yeah. And because Wings, I love you. I watch your shit. He's probably one of my favorite commentaries. But Wings is stupid, and he says stupid fucking things, and he says it with so much conviction.
Yeah.
Wings fucking hits you. You start thinking, oh my god, you can really make a girl orgasm by kissing her. Like, what? That's real. Oh my god, this is turning into a fucking hate zone.
It's not a hate zone. It's just like, I asked you, because I honestly didn't know. I never talked about this. What made you want to start the podcast, you know?
All right, so here's the thing.
PK. Yeah.
All right, you got Wings, which makes all the awkward moments. You got fucking Woody that does his part, Kyle that does his part.
Yeah.
And it's fucking magic. It's magic because those guys are nothing like each other at all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that I think that needs to be key, because a bunch of people, like, that are just that, I don't want to say dick ride each other, but like a bunch of dudes that all agree with each other and all like the same makeup, it's boring.
Okay, so I have that knowledge.
You have to have conflicting.
I have that knowledge, right?
Yeah.
And even though that I'm like working within the COD community, you know what I mean? And I'm doing all this stuff with the COD community. I don't play COD, and I don't listen to fucking commentaries. I just know who these people are. You know what I mean? And I'm...
But there's got to be some commentators out there that you're like, you can just sit back and listen to.
Well, there's a few, but anyhow,
I find everyone pisses me off lately. Like, commentators are just pissing me off for whatever reason. I'm getting agitated.
So I'm always doing a million different business ideas or new ideas or whatever all at once. So I'm like, I need to get a podcast going. Who the fuck do I want as a guest? All right. So my very first pick was you, because when you do commentaries, you fucking talk about something interesting. You're not like, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? Today I walked my dog and fucking wiped my ass and did my laundry. Like, you say some thought-provoking stuff.
Yeah.
And I was just like, all right, if I'm going to do a fucking podcast, I got to do it with Blade. And bonus, I already know Blade.
Yeah.
Blade's cool, la-di-da-da-da. So I asked you, and I'm like, Blade, let's do this podcast. And what did you say?
I think I was like, all right, let's do it.
No, he was like, no. All right. And I'm like, dude, come on. Let's fucking do it. And he's like,
I just didn't want to sign up for something where I would have to do, because sometimes I'm not in the right headspace, you know what I mean? And sometimes I'm lazy. I am lazy, you know that. But I didn't want to like commit myself to something that I'd be like, okay, maybe if I'm hungover one day, I don't want to like do a podcast that day. I feel like shit. I want to be in the fetal position. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't want to sign up for it at first.
So here's one thing I know about myself, right? I am not friends with people that are like me because I'm very anxious and I want to go and do stuff, and I'm fucking like on the edge of my seat 24/7, right? So I can't be friends with people like that. What I tend to make friends with is the type of people that have tons of patience, completely chill, really relaxed.
Do you think it's for the balance?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'm thinking about all my really good friends, the people I hang out with, and they're all really patient, relaxed people. There's no But anyhow, so at the same time, what makes a podcast good is that they're not the same.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's why PKA works. So me having this knowledge, I'm like, I got to have Blade on here. And sure enough, we do the show.
And one thing, from a commentator that does podcasts, okay, I don't want to call it a transition to still being you. Sometimes when I start a commentary, I might be going for 5 minutes, and I really get on this mode where I'm like in this groove. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you get warmed up and you're in this groove, and you could probably talk for another hour. So that's not outrageous. People say, "How can you talk for an hour?" It's like you talk all day long.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if you get in a car, I always ask people, like, if you get in a car, you just sit there and just don't speak.
And I don't know, I don't want to speak for you, but when I came to you and I was like, yo, let's do this podcast, and you said no the first time, I was guessing that you probably thought that, like, you had to work or do something to make it happen. All right? So then like a week later, right, I'm like...
You probably, I don't remember, you probably presented to me where I wouldn't have to do shit but just show up, right?
Yeah. The fucking... that's how I got him to fucking commit to the shit, right? So I'm like, dude, I want to fucking do this, and I'm thinking of someone else because Blade already said no. And I'm like, oh, man, I don't really know.
When you miscast people in situations, it sucks because you're like, I know this would be so good if it was this way, but now you have like some person you know.
I know, like someone that I really wanted to team up with was Hutch, but I was just like, that's probably kind of like untouchable. Like we did one video in the past with Hutch. And FAG, he did like voice acting, but that was it. Like, I don't know Hutch. Like, I'm not like one of those people that are like, oh, Hutch is my best friend, but I don't know him. So, I didn't even know how to really approach him. And so then I was like, dude, you know what? I'm going to go to Blade, and I'm going to take care of all his worries because I know he's thinking he has to do some fucking work. So
that's so true, though.
So
I'm the hardest worker at not working you've ever met.
He's so fucking lazy.
No, I'm like, there's so many times.
Oh, I wish I could. I wish I could share the criticism that I told you in the car.
What was the criticism? Go for it.
It was I can't. I
Why
can't
not?
because you don't want me to say it, but
okay.
It was about.
Oh yeah. But like sometimes I go out of the way. Like, it's actually hard. It's more work to be as lazy as I am than actually just being.
Yo,
lazy.
you told this story on the podcast already, and I'm sure people already remember it. But for the new people, tell the story about the fucking letter or the check.
Oh, okay. And now I want you guys to put yourself in this position. Okay, it's the first of the month. All right, just know it's the first of the month. And as a grown up, what you do on the first of the month is you write a check and you bring it down to wherever you need to bring it down to.
No.
Oh, my bad. Sorry, distractions. So I'm in my apartment. I just like made a video, uploaded it, did my thing for the day, you know, and I'm like looking around. I cannot find a pen in my house to like save my life. There was no pens in the house. I don't know how that happened. Couldn't find a pen, right? And so I was sitting there thinking, like, basically any lazy person, you sit there and you kind of contemplate what you should do in order to solve this problem. Now, but you have to do it in a way where you exert the least amount of energy, all right? So I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, how do I get a pen in here? I could either like go out. I thought about the scenario about me walking to the fucking to the rental place and be like, can I borrow a pen? Let me write out this fucking check. And I hate that awkward thing where you're sitting there writing out a check. Because it's silence, you have to focus. And Like, when people write checks in grocery stores, I hate that shit. I hate that shit. Anyways, so I was like, no, I don't want to, like, go there and look like a bum doing that. So I was like, I'm going to have to eat a meal. If the pizza guy comes to my house and I pay with my card, he's going to have a pen. They always have to have a pen. You never have to supply your own, right? So I'm just like, all right, this is bad. I know it's bad. Like, here's the thing. I know it's bad, but I feel like I'm alone. And I feel like if I'm alone, I could do things that aren't. I'm like, come on, bro. Like, from the outside, but it's like, I'm by myself. Who cares? Like, that's how I feel, right? And so I ordered a pizza and told them specifically on the phone I'm paying with my credit card, you know. And so he brought the pen. As he had the pen and he's just standing there, I just took the pen and I started, like, off to the side, like, writing my rent check. He's like, what's up? And I'm like, oh, one second. I write my check first, and then I do, like, the whole tip thing. And where do you write on that? They need to have clipboards, because a lot of times they give it to you, like, put it on the side of your house. It doesn't.
Yeah. Sign this.
Sign this. And so
you're, like, stabbing your knee,
I know,
putting it on your
dumb.
knee. Yeah, have you ever done that? Like, you go to sign something on your knee, and you're like, what the fuck? I'm stabbing myself with a pen.
Have you ever had to exchange, like, information in, like, an accident?
Yeah.
Dude, it's the worst. You know what I tried to do one time and they got freaked out by it?
What?
I was like, do you have your insurance card? Right? Because, like, I go, do you have your insurance card? They're like, yeah. They're like, that's a weird question, right? And I was like, well, let's just exchange info, you know? And so I took a picture of my insurance card, like the whatever number they have to reach and everything. And I asked them for their phone number. I was like, hey, I'm going to send you my insurance info. You sent it to me. They're like, how did you get this? I'm like, I just took a picture of it with my phone. They're like, no, I don't want to do that.
What?
He said I didn't want to do that.
He thought it was like set up. You already.
Yeah. He's like, I don't want to give you my phone number, and I don't want to take a picture of my insurance information. I'm just like, that's switching information. That's what you have to do.
This is what they do. It's so stupid. They sit there and, like, write down your insurance number and write down. That's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, but that's dumb. For me, my handwriting's horrible.
Yeah. It's way easier to take a picture. But here's the thing: what if you have that already on your phone? So if this situation comes up, you can send fake information over and
super far ahead, 3 moves ahead shit that we were talking. Okay, my God, listen, this dude, explain it though. You're basically saying, like, whenever people do something,
right,
go ahead.
okay,
This is crazy.
All right, I really, like, overanalyze myself and overanalyze situations, right? So, like, I don't know, like, what example so he's telling me about this example about how, you know, some girls came over to the house and his roommate was hanging out with the girls or whatever, and they just left. They were talking about dogs or something.
Let me interject. Okay.
All right.
I hate when when someone brings you into a conversation. Like, let's say I'm hanging out with Keem, and Keem meets an old high school buddy or an old friend from they used to work with or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And they stop and they talk. Obviously, they want to catch up on stuff, but they always, like, introduce me into this, and I'm always. It's fucked up. Like, in my head, I'm like, I'm never gonna see you again, so I don't know why I'm, like, shaking your hand. Like, I'm not gonna learn your name.
No, I know what you're talking about. Like, so you meet somebody, and the two people have known each other forever, but you're, like, the new person meeting that person, right? So they're sitting there like, oh, remember this one time when Allison jumped off the waterfall?
Doing inside jokes and shit.
And it's like, okay, but I'm here, and I don't know what you're talking. So, okay, that's what you're talking about.
Yeah. So, when I was in that situation, my roommate was just talking to these people, and they started talking about dogs. I don't know anything about dogs, and I was just like, I gotta, like, I do the fake phone call thing. You ever do that? I got a phone call, and it's just like my phone's not even, like, buzzing or anything.
Rufus did a backflip. She's acting weird. I wonder if terriers do that.
I don't know. I'm just like, okay, I gotta go. So I, like, go upstairs, and then Scott and the landlord and all these girls that they were, like, her girlfriends, like, dipped out and went to, like, downtown Buffalo and drank and had a fucking merry old time.
While you're in the shower?
Yeah. Like, I went up to go take a shower.
All right. So what did you think about that situation? Like, why did they do it?
I don't know. I just think that because I left the convo, I feel that this conspiracy theorist in me, right? Like we're talking about. I feel like they thought, well, he's not interested in talking to us. I just wasn't interested in your topic.
Okay, so they probably thought that you didn't want to go or you didn't want to hang out with them.
That's what I asked. He
So
said
now
no.
here's how if I was Blade in the situation, I'd be like, all right, they know I fucking hate dogs. So
I don't hate dogs. I can't talk about it. I just don't want to talk about it.
But if it was me in the situation, if it was me, we're talking about me, right? I would have been like, dude, they know that I hate talking about dogs.
You know what's the worst? The worst is when I have, every once in a while, like Scott will have to go out of town or some shit like that, right? So I have no problem letting his dogs out, right? So I'll let his dogs out, and people will come by and be like, what kind are they? I'm like, I don't know. And they look at me like I'm the world's biggest piece of shit, because I have some nice-looking dogs, and they're well-behaved and shit, and they're asking what kind it is, and grilling me. I'm like, I have no fucking idea. And every time I say this, Scott gets pissed at me, right? Because he thinks I should remember what type of...
They're Eskimo Huskies!
Eskimo Huskies!
They're Eskimo Huskies, motherfucker!
And it's just like, I'm sorry that I'm not, I'm talking about being lazy. I'm sorry I'm not retaining that information. Like, I feel that there's so much information in the world. Why do I need to retain your dog's breed? Why is that important?
All right.
My brain goes, it's not.
All right,
Don't even think about
to
it.
finish the story, all right, so if I was in Blade's situation, right, this is how my brain works different, right? I'll sit there and be like, dude, they know I don't like dogs, and that's why they had the conversation, is because they knew that I wouldn't be interested and that I would leave, so when it was time to go party, I couldn't go with them because they don't like me.
Like, that ideas like that. Like, imagine your friends are in the room, they're like, oh, that's Blade. Fucking canines, Eskimos and Huskies or whatever. Like, you think that they did that to get rid of me?
Yeah, no,
insane.
but I don't think that that's the situation. I'm saying that's how my brain works. My brain overanalyzes everything and grabs every detail and comes up with multiple theories and conspiracies on why that happened.
Yeah, and that drives me nuts because half the time I'm just doing shit because, like, I'm doing something. Like, I don't know. I'm trying. It's so bad.
So, but anyhow, at the same time, I would have thought that way in that situation. But then my voice of reason would have been like, "That's fucking retarded. What's wrong with you?" And then my conspiracy mind is like, "Yo, bro, it really could have happened." And then I'm like, "Whoa, shut the fuck up! Like, just there's no false flag here. Like, they just fucking left." But so anyhow, I'm sitting there having all these fucking battles within my head. And
you're playing out scenarios in your head. Okay, we never talked about this, about going to the gym when I found online that the gym price was like a third of what we were paying. Okay.
But you know what's really fucked up? Let me just finish this thought, all right? You know what's really fucked up, though? Is like, if you have religion, if you started, like, knowing stuff about religion and stuff as you, like, were growing up, like, you think those two minds in your head are, like, good and bad.
Yeah.
So it's really fucked up having a conversation like that and not knowing which one's good and which one's bad. That's the really confusing thing. But go ahead.
Whoa, you just took it to some crazy level. Damn.
Woo!
All right, so this is a situation about me playing out multiple scenarios in my head.
Fucked up that he dragged me into this shit.
So I'm seeing some shit online for the local fitness club that Keem and I belong to, right? Like, we start going to the gym, hitting in the morning, kind of fell off, but we're getting back on. And it was a situation where I saw it, and it said that it was like, a third of the price of what we were paying for monthly dues. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I called Keem, I'm like, dude, we just started in December, and the New Year's offer, which happened, I think we signed like a couple days before the New Year, actually.
Yeah.
It was so close that it's fucked up that this dude, who was hella cool during the whole sales process, like, got us paying triple.
Yeah. So we're paying 3 times more than what this ad says, and we've been a part of the gym for like a week.
Yeah.
So he calls me, he's like, dude, they fucked us over. We sat there and negotiated with them, and this is the deal they gave us, and now look what they're putting out there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you're right, let's go fuck them up. So we're like...
That's how I was. We were like gangbusters.
Yeah.
We're like, dude, we're going to get there.
When I walk into the gym, I'm going to fucking take that diesel-powered fucking gymnast motherfucker, and I'm just going to kick his ass.
No, I'm not going to take it to that level. But honestly, what I did is I played out the scenario in my head.
Like a million times of what you're going to say.
And I played out thinking the person would be either an asshole or whatever. I thought about all the different angles, right? Because that's how I wanted to handle the situation, because I was mad. So I was like, I get there, he's not there. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be on the gym. I'm on the gym, not even watching the TV. Like, I'm on the fucking treadmill, thinking of scenarios of how I'm gonna approach this, and I came up with some fucked up ones.
So all of a sudden we're on the treadmill and fucking Blade's like, let's go, let's talk to the fucking dude. Like he comes in shaking his head into the gym like he's like ready to fuck shit up. So I'm like, yeah, dude, let's like.
So here's one of the scenarios.
He's got me so pumped up over fucking talking about this for 10 minutes that I'm like, yeah, let's fucking cut him.
Here's one of my scenarios, right? What I wanted to do was I figured I'd go in there, explain the situation. He'd look at it, be like, oh, I'm sorry, I can't give you this thing. I'm like, no, you need to either talk to your manager or whatever and make this happen. And if that doesn't work, I came up with this crazy idea that I was somehow going to use my Twitter followers to leave, like, I thought Yelp, like the fucking restaurant rating thing, you know? Like, if there is a one for a gym class, you're going to be fucked. And I know it sounds fucked up that I was going to somehow get my army of fucking Twitter followers to leave bad reviews for this fucking gym place.
So we walk into the place, right? We walk into the place and we're like, yo.
I'm ready for war.
We're like, yo, Mike, we need to talk to you,
yeah,
you know?
Is serious.
So fucking Blade sits down and I fucking close the door like it's going to get heated or some shit. Then
You did do that too.
Yeah.
You closed the door like, now let's get it on.
Yeah, like, you know, we're going to have to fucking rough this dude up. So
I don't know why I was so angry about it, but I was ready to go.
So Blade's just sitting there, right? And I'm like, fuck it, I'll take the lead. I'm like, look, Mike, we got a situation. We just paid X amount of dollars for this membership, and there's this advertised paying way less. And Mike goes, no, everyone here has the same price. And then I fucking stood up like, oh, you want to lie to me, motherfucker? Like,
that was true. You were like, that's when I was like, get him. Because like he became like a lawyer at that point. I'm like, oh.
And I'm like,
he done fucked up right there.
So I'm like, okay, Mike, well, just pull up this website, blah, 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 blah. So he pulls it up and it says like a way cheaper price. He's like, oh, I think someone, oh, no, nobody messed up. No, the reason why he says this is for a different location that doesn't have anything like what your gym has.
Yeah.
And we're like,
like this was the Downey location. Like this was like the express version, which probably was just like a tiny place.
And still, while he's saying this, I don't know what you were thinking, but I was still thinking like, nah, this motherfucker ain't gonna get off this easy.
Exactly.
So anyhow, He goes, no. He's like, look, everybody at the gym has the same price. Because then, you know, you'll meet someone else in the gym and they'll be like, I'm paying a lower price. And they'll be in here doing exactly what you're doing now. He's like, everyone pays the same price. Look at the address.
Which is an amazing, like, when he said that, I was like, that's fucking smart. If everyone's paying the exact same price, that's smart.
So we get in there and we look at it and he's right? So I'm fucking humiliated,
I'm
right?
embarrassed as fuck.
Cause like when I do business, I like business to be legit. Oh yeah, don't worry. I remember what happened at the end.
You know what cracked the ice? And this is half me trying to make.
So wait. So we fucking. So we feel embarrassed, right? And I'm like, oh, okay, I'm real sorry. You know, like, oh my God, like my face is turning red and we're fucking getting the fuck out of there because we feel like idiots. You know what this dumb motherfucker does? You know what this dumb motherfucker does?
I don't know.
After we just did this to this fucking guy, right? Went after him like he's fucking scamming us when he's not at all, right? I'm walking out with my head fucking down, like staring at my dick because I'm so embarrassed, right? And I'm fucking walking out of this place and fucking Blade turns around because Blade was the first one out the door, all right? I'm behind Blade, like looking down. All of a sudden, Blade turns around and like pushes me to the side. I'm like, what the fuck? I know he's going in there to apologize, right? He walks in there, he's like, dude, I seen an advertisement where you can get free shakes. Can I get some free shakes?
First off, the shakes are bomb. The fucking, like, the shakes are bomb as fuck, but they're like $5-6, right? And I had seen the thing talking about like free shakes or some shit like that. I was like, that sounds fucking like. I went in there to get like this coupon thing, and then I somehow justified that to saying, "Can we get some free shakes?" And he looked at me like I was crazy. Was like, yeah, I got you."
So I look back, and Blade looks at me with like this fucking big grin and big eyes, and he's like, "Yeah, Keem, we're shakes." And I just fucking walked away, dude. I was just like, "Oh my God, I just want to die right now."
Well, we went in there to be a satisfied customer. We felt like we were in the wrong. So even though we were in the wrong, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like even we were in the wrong. I still felt like we went in there to get something. So like as a consolation prize, we got free shakes out of it.
But it was no. So listen. So then, like a couple days later, we're like, yeah, we got free shakes on our account, and they weren't even on there. Do you remember that?
They were on mine.
Oh, they were just on yours.
Mine.
Oh,
I think he was probably thinking like, okay, this dude was really excited about those shakes. Let me get that on there. You know.
it's just so fucked up. We need to go back to the gym. Jesus Christ.
We need to get back on that, dude. Tomorrow's Monday. You're trying to just get up and go?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, bam.
I don't know when we're going to release this because we just released that Lost in the Woods, but, like, I just want to get this out. I hate that.
Dude, here's the thing, though, man. Like, as YouTube creators, anybody in YouTube, especially us where we're kind of nighttime people, like, we even have that 3-hour buffer on whatchamacallit?
West Coast.
On West Coast. Here's what I'm thinking, dude. Everyone's a gamer. Like, as far as gamers go, why don't people... Gamers are up late. Why don't they upload videos at like 5 in the morning?
I'll tell you why. Everybody watching this is fucking 5 years old, dude. They're all just little kids, dude. I wish we could talk to real people, but little kids like our shit. I wish the little kids would get the fuck out of here. But you know what? You're gonna hang out and you're gonna listen to us. We can't do nothing about it.
I don't care who, like, if someone wants to listen to me, if someone wants to watch my videos or listen to this podcast, let them listen. Like, I don't care about that.
Not me. I want the kids to get the fuck out. I want all you kids. They shouldn't be listening to this shit. Get the fuck out of here.
No, I don't know. But, like, why don't people upload it late at night, though? I think that's a myth. I think that people, because I'm up late at night checking YouTube and there's nothing on there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like, why am I just a weirdo because I like to stay up late? But a lot of people stay up late, though.
I don't know, but when I get stuff done, I just want to upload it, and that's it. Well, we're gonna be right back after this.
Dude, I knew it was gonna be in reference to your video. I knew it's gonna be 6 seconds because whenever you pull up a YouTube video, I always look at the time.
We just turned the recording on, so basically what we're talking about is I uploaded a video. First of all, there's all these fucking Homo sapiens drawing their life. And I understand the fans freaking, like, love that and they want to know more about the person that they're watching. But when I see it as because I'm seeing these videos and I'm not fans of these people. You know what I mean? So, like...
So you don't care how they grew up.
No. No.
So it'd be good for the people that, like, know the person. But if you don't know the person...
It's so weird. Okay... A lot of times, like, people want me to watch trolling videos. I can't watch them, even if they're fucking hilarious. I can't watch them. I don't like trolling videos. I think they're fucking horrible. All of them. Even my own. I don't even know why people like it.
That's a way to self-promote.
I'm just saying.
You gotta like what you put out, though.
I mean, okay, here's the thing, though. Like, if I want to watch something for my own personal entertainment, I want to learn something. Like, I want to watch a documentary, or I want to fucking watch the news. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want it to be beneficial to my entertainment. So I don't watch a lot of comedy stuff. And I don't really like a lot of comedy stuff. A lot of stuff I don't think is funny. Humor's a fucking weird thing.
Yeah, humor
Isn't it?
Humor is crazy, man.
There's no definition for fucking humor.
Why do we call it sense of humor?
I know, because there's no fucking true sense.
Yeah.
God, it's so fucking weird.
That is crazy. And everyone has different personalities and they're gonna have different senses of humor. And I think there's a line with everybody.
I don't know, dude. I don't. What do you mean a line?
I think there's lines. Like, you know how sometimes everyone goes to this, everyone's joking around, and then someone says something, and they felt like they went past the line of something appropriate.
But people have different lines all over. But it's not. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about literally somebody could fall down the stairs and the natural reaction is fucking laugh. Like, you know, they're not seriously injured, right? So everybody fucking laughs.
Yeah.
But there's the one person that doesn't find that funny at all and is like, what? I don't get it. You know?
Yeah.
And then fucking you tell some other fucking joke and it's a stupid, why'd the chicken cross the road or whatever, with some stupid punchline, and nobody's laughing except for this one guy that thinks it's the funniest thing in the world. So there's no fucking, like, there's no fucking 100% guaranteed this is going to be funny. And that is the worst thing in the world, isn't it?
I think naturally people, this is fucked up. You ever been to like a comedy club? I think that people judge... Some people literally will sit there and not laugh not even try to like loosen up and fucking enjoy it. And listen to what the person has to say. I swear, I see some people looking around the crowd and trying to like judge other people that are laughing. It's like, how much of a hater do you have to be? How much of a hater do you have to be to go to a place where everyone's laughing? That's like going to a strip club and looking at the people. Look at this motherfucker looking at the stripper. You know what I mean? Like, why are you judging me for enjoying this?
Yeah.
People make fun of the crowds too much. So that's fucked up. I just think it's crazy.
You know, it's the fucking whole hipster mentality. But okay, so, you know, this is the worst thing about doing what I do, right? Because in a way, I'm kind of like a comic. You know, I'm doing comedy. Yeah. You know, so when you do comedy, sometimes you see these comments and they're like, "This is not funny at all." Yeah. And it's like that fucking hurts so fucking bad that we really do care about what people say. It doesn't hurt. I shouldn't say it hurts, but it fucking definitely is like, whoa, makes you question what the fuck you just produced, right?
But that's fucked up.
Even though there's thousands that are like, this is the funniest shit in the world.
Yeah, that's fucked up to think that we are like the comedy police, though. Like, when people, I think some hipsters are like that, though. Some comedy hipsters are like that they feel that if you don't get their brand of comedy, fuck off. It's like, no, I just don't happen to get your brand of comedy, and I don't see the value in your comedy.
Like, I made Fake Nuke, right? Mm-hmm. It's got fucking 160,000 views. I'm so fucking proud that one of my videos has taken off like that, right?
Yeah.
And there'll be comments on there like, this is not funny at all. This is not something to joke about. And even though it went viral, I'm sitting there thinking to myself, I'm like, wait, maybe this isn't funny. Like, it's such a hard thing.
That's so true, though. I've read so many YouTube comments in my life that like nothing really phases me, but every once in a while I'll read something and I won't get defensive, but it'll make me be like we were talking about earlier, maybe I was like, someone would accuse me of something. I'm like, maybe I was doing that when I know I wasn't. Like, it'll literally make me second guess what I know.
That's the one thing I hate about comedy, is because there's no way to know that you're right. You know, there's no way. Yeah. I can't, because first of all, I watch my stuff and I don't think it's funny to begin with. You know what I mean?
You don't laugh at yourself?
No, unless it's like me playing a character. That's the only way.
Really?
Yeah, if I do like a fucking thing in my own voice, not funny at all. If I'm doing like Sparkles the gay rapper, I can watch the video and imagine like some fucking gay rapper or something. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I laugh at my own jokes. Like, I'm one of those people that, you know, if something's funny, you're gonna laugh. You know what I mean? So, like, if I do a commentary, I listen to it before I upload it. You know what I mean?
No, this is the funniest shit, right? If this is what I noticed about you, is when you're watching the video, like when we're editing a video, and in the video you laugh, you immediately laugh in person. It's like you're fucking addicted to your own laugh.
That's true.
Because, like, if you hear your own laugh, you're just like, ah.
No, I know, but everyone has a distinct laugh that's hilarious, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there's different laughs. There's, like, the crying laugh. Like, where your stomach hurts. I love those.
Oh, I thought you were talking about different types of, like, actual, like, sounding laughs. Not
that too, but, like, I don't know, different laughs. Because there's some things, like, that's another thing. When something's kind of funny, like, that's pretty cool. And then other people are like, that's the greatest thing ever. I'm just like, what did he really? They're laughing at, like... And I think it's funny because if you go to like 10 different people and have them watch a movie and say, hey, show me the funniest part of that movie, there's going to be a couple, like 3 of them are going to have one that they're like, definitely was the funniest thing, but then there's going to be spread around, you know? Mm-hmm. You ever seen Van Wilder?
Yeah.
You've seen Van Wilder.
Yeah.
So do you remember the scene where they put the dog jizz in the eclairs?
Dog jizz? I thought it was he ate. Oh, I'm thinking of American Pie.
No, okay. In Van Wilder, right? The dog in the movie has huge balls. Like, that's like a running joke of the movie, right?
Okay.
And to play a prank on the nerdy, like, fraternity dudes, what they do is they, like, get, like, all medical with it. Jerk off the dog into eclairs, right? Like the cream-filled donut shit,
Oh.
Right? And then gave it to them, and they all ate it. And so as they're eating it, it's pretty nasty. It's disgusting, but like, because they went there, fucking hilarious. But a lot of people would be offended by it. They're like, oh, dog, just because he's like, oh, it's still warm.
Yo, here's a prime example. We went to go see Movie 41.
Movie 41 is amazing.
And
I want a poster of Movie 41.
We're like laughing our asses off because it's my type of humor. Like, it's fucking outrageous shit, right? Yeah. And the fucking people behind us were like, this movie is horrible. And like, oh my God. Dude, it had to have been horrible because you couldn't watch it because I was just laughing the whole time because what the fuck?
I got a voicemail from my mom, right? And she said that she heard that I enjoyed radio and that I enjoyed Howard Stern, and she had found the Howard Stern movie and bought it, right?
Yeah.
And so she bought the Howard Stern movie. She's like, I'm trying to figure out how to play it on my TV. And I'm just like, no, I don't. You don't need to watch Howard Stern. I wouldn't want to, you wouldn't want to take your dad to Movie 41, would you?
No.
No, I wouldn't want to take my mom to Movie 41. Like, that's not what... I went to see Kingpin with my mom. That shit was fucking uncomfortable. You ever seen Kingpin?
No.
Oh my God, it's Woody Harrelson movie.
Well, yeah,
as
I saw
a bowler.
You know what? When I was a kid, my parents took me to see like Days of Thunder, right? So I mean, I was like fucking young. So I'm watching Days of Thunder, and I'm like, this is the greatest movie ever. Go get them.
Yeah.
You know, like fucking win this race. If you haven't seen Days of Thunder, it's about a NASCAR guy who beats all the odds, and he always passes on the outside of the track instead of the inside like you're supposed to. And he's this badass that never even drove cars before.
And it was hella montages. Like, he'll get on the track, and it'll be like some like rock music, like like that kind of shit.
It's such a good. It really is a fucking great movie. But anyhow, there's like this one spot where he starts like where this cop comes up to arrest him, but it's not a cop, it's a stripper, and she like drops down and gets like almost naked. Nice. And I'm just like I watched it in theaters when it came out. It came out in like fucking 92 or some shit like that. I was like 10 years old, and my parents are just like putting their hands over my eyes and stuff. It was just really awkward.
I forgot. I totally forgot about this. I went to see Wild Things in the theater. Okay? I went to go see Wild Things in the theater, and I was young. I think I was like 15 or 14 or some shit like that, right? And I don't know how we got into this, rated R movie, but we just got in. Like, I didn't really give a shit back then. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I just remember going into rated R movies like it wasn't shit when I was like 14 or something like that, Like, it didn't really matter. And so I went with some dudes from my school, and I didn't really know.
Have you ever seen a ghost?
No.
Ever?
No.
Alien?
No.
Anything weird?
Oh, I've seen all kinds of weird shit.
That you couldn't explain?
Oh, all the time.
Like what?
There's all kinds of weird shit. There's fucking, like, little ripples in the Matrix that fucking happen. You know what I mean?
Like what?
There's glitches in the Matrix. That's what
ripples in the Matrix.
Well, I'm just saying, like, like, if you're at a conveyor belt and you're fucking handling Earth, sometimes you're gonna fucking take a piss break and things are gonna go on repeat real quick or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, there's times when it's not a perfect broadcast. Does that make sense? So little fucked up things happen, and that's what I take it as.
No one understood what the fuck you were talking about. Come on. Something weird, unexplainable shit that
You never have deja vus?
Okay, but we're not talking about shit like that. We're talking about, like, Bigfoot, some fucking,
No,
like...
I never seen no shit like that. Are you kidding me? Like,
well, you're thinking about just Bigfoot. What about, like...
I'm thinking about any... I'm talking about any crazy... I've never seen, like, something crazy that I couldn't explain.
So you were never like, oh my God, what was that thing in the woods? Or... You were never like, what the fuck's that thing in the sky? Never in your life.
No, it ain't bugging me now. Like if you leave the situation, it's not bothering you. So.
That's crazy. Like, almost every person that I've talked to my whole entire life has been like, well, this one time I fucking saw this ghost or whatever. And I don't believe in ghosts, but, you know, some people say, or they're like, I seen this fucking spaceship, or, everybody has that story where they seen something that was like fucking, they couldn't explain.
I haven't had that.
That's fucked up.
I haven't had it. I can't recall a situation.
You're indoors too much. Like,
no, I'm not indoors too much. I've gone hiking and camping and shit like that, but I've never seen some shit that I'm like, whoa, I can't explain that.
I've seen a potential ghost, but I do not believe in ghosts. But I don't know. I've seen something. I've seen fucking two weird out of this world. I've seen one spaceship or something like flying saucer UFO, and I've seen this other like blue lightning thing in the sky, like or purple.
You
actually,
told me about that blue lightning shit. That shit's crazy.
It was purple. I should probably tell the story because they're probably wondering now what the fuck it is.
Go for it.
So, anyhow, like I was about I think I was like 12, right? I was 12. And me and my brother, we had snowmobiles at the time, and it's fucking the middle of winter, so it's pitch black, it's nighttime, and we're fucking cruising around on the snowmobiles, and we're up on this one field, which goes kind of like high. It's like at a slant, and at the top, there's a fucking hill. So we're in the field, and we're going up and up and up and up, and we're kind of like on the plateau hill, if you will. And all of a sudden, we see in this distance like this fucking purple lightning bolts, like straight, like, you know how like when someone comes like from space and like in the movies and they just fucking beam somebody down?
Yeah.
Like it was that shit, right? But it was going from the ground to the sky. It was going fast, but you could tell where it started, right? And it would go for a little bit and stop, and go for a little bit and stop, right? So I remember hearing stories about like the Northern Lights, and I knew that it happened in wintertime. Yeah. And you know when you're a kid, like you fucking you pick up stuff, but you don't know the full thing, so you make all these fucking theories of what stuff is like. But anyhow, so I had this theory that whoa, that must be the Northern Lights. So I'm not scared, and I'm just telling my brother, hey, it's the Northern Lights, not a big deal. Well, we're like at the edge of the field on the side of a road on this hill. Fucking car pulls up, sees our snowmobiles, and pulls over. And then he gets out, and I'm like, oh, you looking at the Northern Lights? And the fucking guy comes up with the scaredest face ever. I'll never forget it. This dude comes up just frightened as fuck, and he goes, that's not the Northern Lights. I don't know what that is. So me and my brother are looking over, and we're like, oh, shit, what the fuck is this? Like,
yeah.
And we were worried as hell. The guy got in his car and just left us. And we're like, what the fuck? Like, I had to have been like 12. My brother was like 10. We're real fucking young. So we just went down and fucking told our dad about it, and he's like, it's nothing. But I to this day, like, I thought it would be explained.
I had a really scary experience a couple days ago. Like, it probably rates in my top 10 of scary fucking, I was
What
terrified.
happened?
All right, so anybody that is a dude, a man, right? I personally enjoy the experience of pissing outside. It's awesome. Like, if the restroom's available, I'm just going to do that. But, like, pissing outside's awesome. So I go out, and it's not the nighttime pissing outside. It's the daytime. So I have to get into an area that's blocked off, and I can pee outside. Like, there's all this huge backyard, you know? And so I go out there, and I'm peeing, and I look down, and a bee flew over and kicked it on my right ball.
What? Kicked it?
Like, a bee flew on in midstream. Like, I'm peeing, okay? And the fucking bee just landed and chilled on my ball. And
I like how the bees, like, it's not, like, you know, because most people would be like, the bee landed on my balls. But because you're, like, analyzing it in so much detail and it was only, like, on one testicle, you're like, the bee landed on my balls.
No, the bee did land on my ball. Like, it never went to other balls.
A normal person would be like, balls, but okay.
Well, I look at, like, why do we call them balls? Like, if you get hit in one ball, you got hit in the ball. You didn't get hit in your balls. What if a kick only got one ball? Then you still call it balls?
What the fuck did you do when the bee landed on your shit?
Dude, I was in midstream, so I was peeing while this was going on. So that fucking upped the degree of difficulty, and I just froze. I was just like, maybe kind of like Jurassic Park shit, like if I don't move, it won't bother me kind of thing. Like, don't provoke the bee with any ball jiggle or nothing. You know what I mean? Like, just be still. And I thought for a split second that what would happen if this bee stung my ball? You know how bad that would hurt if a bee stung your ball? I've never thought of a terror like that. And so, literally, I stopped peeing and the bee was still on there, and then it fucking flew away. And I was like, woohoo! I've never put my dick back in my pants so fast.
So
think about that. Do you know how terrifying that is?
I'm gonna tell you something funny.
Whew.
there's an electric fence by my parents.
I already know where this is going with this awesome.
Well, see, it's not me though. I'm not the victim, but
Okay.
So anyhow, like I grew up on a farm and there's electric fences to keep the fucking cows in or whatever.
Yeah.
And I just knew, like, ever since I was a kid, because my dad always told me, don't touch the electric fence. And they would always make these jokes like, piss on the electric fence and your wiener's going to get, like, fucking stung or whatever. You know, so I just knew.
I'm not signing up for that experiment if that's what they're trying to figure out. No.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
So my mom or whatever would, like, fucking say stupid shit like that. And, like, we would just knew. Like, we would never piss anywhere near an electric fence.
Okay, time out. What would possess a person to... Here's some advice, like, don't piss on an electric fence. You don't even need to tell me that, but thank you for the warning.
No, you were talking about kids. Like, fucking, you wouldn't know if you're like 10.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You would.
Yeah, I still think I had some intuition not to do that.
You didn't go to science class. You didn't know that you could get electrocuted, like, through your piss.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like, you didn't know that stuff yet when you were real little.
But if my folks told me that, I'd be like, all right.
So anyhow,
It's not Santa Claus. It's not that outrageous of an idea.
So anyhow, me and my friends were out, and we have to fucking work on the fort. Mm-hmm. And to work on the fort, you got to go underneath the electric fence and climb up this big oak tree. And dude, this thing was elaborate. This is like a fucking city in the sky, dude. It was like in multiple trees. But anyhow, it's me, Curtis, and Otis, who are twins, and my brother. So we're underneath the fucking fence, and, like, one of the guys stops to piss, right? So I go to one of the twins. I think it was Otis at the time. I'm like, Otis, go piss on the electric fence. And he's like, oh, really? Let's see if he'll fucking, if I'll get zapped. I'm like, yeah, go ahead, right? Well, this dude is fucking knows. He knows, too, not to piss on the electric fence. And there's, like, 3 metal, like, bars that have the electric on them, but only one has the electric.
Okay.
All right, so the bottom 2 don't. The top one does,
So
right?
this is like Russian roulette of fucking pissing on a fence.
Right. So, but because the way, okay, so when you go underneath the fence, right, there was this one spot where you didn't touch the wire at all. And we always went to that spot over and over again. All right? Because normally when you go under a fence, like, it's so low that you have to pick it up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this spot that we did over and over again, like, we didn't fucking touch that bottom one. So this dude, because this happened so many times, he was convinced that the bottom one had the electric, and the fucking top 2 didn't.
Wow.
So he goes and he's like, well, if I, he's thinking to himself, he's like, if I piss on the middle one, it could dribble down onto the bottom one. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna have to.
Why would the bottom one be the most sensitive one?
Because the way we took it underneath, because normally when you go underneath the fence, you pick up the thing and just go.
Yeah.
Right? We had this one spot where it like fucking went down. Where you could get under the fence without fucking touching the wire.
Yeah,
and because that happened so many times, like, this dude's brain, like, fucking trained him to do not touch the bottom run, you know?
Yeah.
So he's sitting there, right? And he starts pissing, and he's aiming for the top one. It fucking connects, and this dude fucking falls backwards. His pants are down to his fucking knees. He's got his shirt down, falls backwards, pissing on himself. He's rolling on the ground like, I got stung. And he's fucking pissing all over himself. It was the funniest thing I've ever seen.
He said he connects.
It was the funniest shit I've ever seen.
I can imagine just the arc, like, come on.
Yeah.
Zap.
Because he was trying to avoid the bottom. It was the funniest thing. He's just fucking rolling on the ground, pissing on himself. All right, guys, that's the end of the show. I hope you enjoyed yourself. I'm DJ Keemstar.
Only as you bled.
Deuces.